So guys, we are back in action. My partner in crime, Mr. Rishi Kapoor, has thankfully made it to being race fit just days before the Spanish Grand Prix. So here we are presenting this week's edition of the Inside Line Formula One podcast.
Woo! Brilliant.
Thank you.
Never imagined you to be opening this, but you did a very good job.
Thank you.
God, they've got my replacement. Oh no. My name is Rishi Kapoor. Man standing opposite me, Kunal Shah. Inside Line pre-Spain. Spanish Grand Prix. Not the most entertaining of the circuits. It's a classic. It's a circuit that's really important to the teams and a podcast that's really important to us because, hey, we got lots to talk about, lots to catch up on.
Yeah, man. All thanks to you. We have pending notes from last week also. But it's so glad to have you back, Rishi.
Oh, thank you so much. Kunal has been praying for my speedy recovery and he just had a vacation all by himself. So I'm sure he's having a hard time without me, yo. Okay, tell me something, Kunal. This is Spanish Grand Prix. And there's already talks about 2014 about a couple of things that you early emailed me. And one of the more important one is?
The most important one, which also from a Formula One fan's perspective is best news, is we'll see pre-season testing happen in January next year. Okay, it's not confirmed, but it's about to be. And you know what this means? This means that the time distance between the last race of this year and the first day of testing next year is probably going to be down by a full week or maybe 10 days.
That is really good because as long as FIA decides to broadcast that and I get to see it, I'm sorted, man. That's what I need.
Yes.
But there's one more very important news for 2014, which I don't know comes up so early, but it comes up.
Yes, it comes up is again, I've been tracking reports that driver penalties from 2014 could mean reducing turbo during the race for a short period of time.
Oh, which means lack of power, which means lack of speed.
Yes.
So if Pastor Maldonado, like he always does, or Grosjean crash into another car, they might be having a power reduction which automatically makes them lag.
Yes, that's correct.
It's fab news.
Not really for me. It's like, again, we'll have two formulas racing on the same track. But, without delving too much into that, the only takeaway is that the FIA will actually act faster during the race and dish out penalties.
Yes, and usually I say it on the podcast, the racing incident between Kunal Shah and Rishi Kapoor will be investigated after this podcast. Coming to Spain, like I said, all the teams know really well. Everybody's been really prepping up for this circuit and they're really excited. They've had a long break.
Because it's also a pre-season testing venue.
Correct.
And, Sauber is getting new updates and Williams are getting new updates and people
Kunal, I've got a new lunchbox.
Yes, so that's your update for Spain.
This is aerodynamically stable and it reduces drag. Let's face it, Barcelona, everybody gets updates.
Yes, everyone's getting updates and I think most watched upon team is going to be McLaren. Okay. Who are you going to be watching?
I'm actually watching McLaren, absolutely correct. But one guy who's not watching the race, any replays, or is not going to listen to our podcast is Pastor Maldonado. Because in 1 year, from being up there, he's still going to be up there, but from the other side of the circuit. That guy is going to probably bang his head against some wall where he won last year is where he's looking really dismal.
Wait a minute. Let's see what Williams updates are also all about. But I agree. I mean, thankfully he's not crashed, but he's never been up there or in the middle to be crashing as well.
Okay. History of the Spanish Grand Prix at Circuit de Catalunya says you win if you start from the front row. Usually the cars that win here win championships, both constructors and drivers. And this fact has been supported in the past, except last year when Williams won. But this year, what do you think? How's it looking?
See, just going to take that step on history furthermore is Barcelona is an aerodynamically dependent circuit. It's a very aero-heavy circuit, okay, which is why we've seen the Red Bulls win the last two races before Williams. We also saw Braun Mercedes win here very convincingly.
And Ferrari winning in the past.
And Ferrari winning as well. So I expect Red Bull to be really quick here and so Lotus as well. Very efficient cars, okay. And having said that, Hamilton has never won here and Alonso won like some 7 years back. So again, we've reached a circuit where everything is in the mix to see the top four teams really battle it out with the Sahara Force in the midst of them as well.
Well, Lewis is not going to win here this year as well because, let's face it, Mercedes is not going to sort out their tire issues so early.
Yes.
As far as Alonso is concerned, he needs a rear wing that closes.
And talking of aero efficiency, however, My view is that on Sunday, we will still have the car which treats its tires more efficiently win the race. Something I'm not happy about, but we've got to accept this year.
Reminds me a name called Lotus and Kimi Raikkonen.
Yes.
Reminds me a name called Tyres and new compounds. This is one compound that's being changed. Little clarity for all our listeners out there. Which is that one compound?
One of the two compounds.
One of the two compounds. All right. The yellow tire is going to be slightly hardened, is what I hear. A slightly less amount of marbles, which means 3 or 4 more laps, which could make all the difference between a Red Bull winning and a Lotus winning. And Kunal, on the other hand, about tires has a different perspective. Something I was very happy to read about.
Yes, Rishi, a very exciting thought that came my way, especially, and all thanks to you, because I didn't have a creative F1 outlet last week. Okay. And I thought that Pirelli doesn't have 2014 contract extension yet.
Correct.
Okay. So why not have an Indian tire manufacturer?
Ah, yes.
Okay. Why can't the JK Tires, MRFs of the world develop a racing car tire that we can go racing on?
Fab. Tata is supplying technology to Formula 1. Mahindra has a team in Moto 3. Why not have we're fighting for an Indian driver.
Yeah. I mean, if there's an Indian driver that we're all fighting for, if there's an Indian team that is already there and doing well, why not an Indian tire manufacturer? And yes, I wrote about this eventually.
You got some flack for that.
Yeah, a little bit of flack, but majority of the posts were people took it lightly and it was wishful thinking. So cut the flag, guys.
Okay, the tough part. Predictions for the race. From where I see McLaren making an improvement, Red Bull winning, and Kimi coming second.
So Alonso in your list?
On the podium, maybe.
Okay, so I think pretty much like most of us, we are guessing it'll be Alonso, Vettel, Raikkonen on the podium. Just that people have interchanged who will be in the first, second, and third.
And we're still wanting Adrian Sutil to do very well. Personally, a very big fan of him. Feeling lucky about it.
Yes, he likes Spain from what I know. And I'm really excited to see what he can actually do. He deserves a lady luck change.
Yes, he deserves a clean race. We deserve a clean run to the next one. We'll be catching you with the post-Spain GP podcast. You drive safely. Hopefully my health will hold up. Or else Kunal will have another Goa vacation. Went without me. I'll get you for this.